I'll never. Second eyes
Canada. What's with Canada? We got great big cities, but a lot of trees and rocks. Yeah, the winter's cold.
Welcome to the channel. I'm Gerald, and this is Trekking with Taz. This is going to be a short video on how to build a little sauna for yourself without spending a bunch of money. I get a little carried away because I'm planning on keeping it for a while, but the material I used were totally unnecessary, and I'll explain it as we go through the video. So if you were looking to have a little sauna at home for the end of your day hike and just to get in there and get a little sweat going and ease up the muscles a little, this may be for you. Let's have a look at it.
Okay, I picked up some material to build this little sauna. Now, I have enough material here. I would have just had to rip down 2x6s and 2x4s. And just for the ease of doing the project, I just decided to go buy some 2x2s, but any wood will do. Out in the bush, I just use poplar trees or any other little trees that are dead that I can tie up onto some other trees and create the structure out of it. This is just for simplicity. And as far as patio stones, where I'm going to put this little sauna is on dirt, and I don't want a bunch of mud, so I went and bought the stones. But for you to do it at home, you can do it on gravel, you can do it on a plywood structure, you can do it on grass, and you'd be just fine. You wouldn't have to spend the money, but that's just the choice I made. So we'll start getting things out where they need to be. Okay, it's time to wheel these patio stones over and place them and see how that works out. I just take two at a time. There's no need to be in a panic to get over here. So make it for a nice place for the sauna to sit on anyway. This will go on in this whole woodshed here, and started flattening it out there, so we'll see how this goes. Okay, got the first two stones laid down. They're not perfect, but I'll fix everything up again come summer. But for the winter, this will be good. If I can get them that flat all the way along, we should be good. Okay, the first 4 blocks are down. They're not perfect, but like I said, I'll straighten it all up in the spring and the ground's a little softer, and I'll haul some sand in and I'll smooth it right out. But it'll be good for the winter. It'll do the trick. Okay, that's 6 down. 2 to go, and they're not looking too bad. It's okay to fix them next year, but they're looking pretty good for now. So just have to level this little spot for the other 2 and set them down, and we're good to build the structure now. That's our pad, or as good as it's going to get till next spring. Looks pretty good to me. It's not completely level, but it'll be fine. So we need to go build a structure to go on it, and the key to the structure will be to make it just big enough and not too big, so that it's not too big to heat up, because that's the whole point of it, is getting as hot as fast as you can. You can build them as big as you want, of course, but then it just takes longer for them to heat up. So I'll show you that as we go along here. Oh, and as far as the boards go, remember, it's a small structure. You can probably borrow and beg and get some boards on trade, 2x4s, short ones from some friends or something, and split them into 2x2s and use what wood you have. You don't have to go buy it. I just did that for simplicity for me, but you certainly don't need to do that. Okay, let's go build a structure. My idea is to build a structure that fits these 2 chairs, simply because I own these 2 chairs and they're comfortable. And 2-person is plenty big enough. You make it too big, you just have to heat more. So 2's my goal, and to fit 2 real comfortable chairs. So I'm just going to take some measurements here. I think it'll be 6 feet long, and we'll figure out a width and a height here in a second. I think I've decided on 6 foot long, 5 feet tall behind the chair, 4 feet tall in front of the chair. We'll build those two structures first and then figure out the width, leaving enough room to sit in there and be comfortable and to have the heat in there, the hot rocks. So here goes. Get started on this. This gives you an idea of the size I was going for and the shape I was going for. So I got some supports to put in and stuff, and we'll get some video what that looks like. But pretty simple, straightforward structure, nothing special. And you definitely do not need to go buy wood. You can use whatever you have. Use pieces of plywood or anything to frame it up. Split some 2x6s up, put some 2x4s up. Doesn't take a ton. It's just this was the easiest way to show you the structure. Gonna be lots of room for the two chairs and the rocks. Not a lot of spare room, but that's all you need. You want to keep as much of the heat inside as possible. So tomorrow I will cover it over with the tarp, the old tarp that I have. I've got some old white tarp around, and I'll cover it all up, and we'll get some video what that looks like. But I'm pretty happy with where it's at. I think that's going to be plenty big enough and easy to heat. So there she is. A coat of paint on the structure. Usually when I'm building these, I'm just building them out of whatever scraps I have or out of trees out in the bush, and covering them with greenhouse poly or something, or an old tarp, and just tearing them down. Only going to be used temporary for a short term, couple weeks. But this one I'm going to keep around, so can be a lot of moisture in there, of course. And so I'm going to cover it with paint just to protect the wood and make this a little more permanent. I hope to have it for a while. And yeah, so that's why the paint. I wouldn't go to this trouble on something I'm only setting up for a couple of weeks or something like I do in the bush. But this is going to be at home, so we're going to take care of it a little bit. Got a good coat of paint on it now. Should be protected a little better from the moisture that'll be there. And we'll go ahead and tarp it up here shortly. We just let that dry a little bit more before we do that. But pretty happy with it. Slowly getting the old tarp on, fitted on here. Got some trimming to do and stuff, but it's coming. Just have to stretch it out and cut it off at the back, and it'll be good. Okay, the basic structure is done. I think I will tuck tape all the seams. I don't think it's necessary, but I have tuck tape, so why not? And this is the door. I'll probably put some Velcro to hold the door down. Just to make sure it's snug. It's not bad, but we can improve on it, so we will. Anyway, I'll get some more video when I get it all tuck taped up, and then move it outside. We did duct tape all the joints just cause we could. Picked up a rim today, but it's not gonna work. It's a little bit too big, so I'll have to find another one, but that's okay. So we're structure's ready, just need the rim and then the rocks in it. I'll move it out tomorrow put it out on the pad, and on we'll get with it. She's looking good though. I've moved it out to its final resting spot. Still a few things to do before I can utilize it, but just to reiterate, the tarps are just old tarps I have that I put on it, so there's no cost there. I've got greenhouse poly here that I use when I go out hunting. I take a big chunk of that out and use that. I went and bought the wood for the framing of the structure. It was unnecessary, could have used any wood, but just for ease of building I decided to do that. And because I was setting it right on dirt, I didn't want any mud, so I put the patio stones. But realistically, you can build this out of any wood, plywood, 2x4s, 2x6s. You can rip them down and build the structure. You can use this tarp stuff, you can use poly, or I've seen people use plastic greenhouse sheeting. So pretty much any material you have around home, you can make it out of it, so it doesn't have to cost you anything. Of course, you can put as much as you want into it, there's no limit, but I just wanted to make enough to be able to be usable and maybe have a little bit of longevity to it. So next we'll get some rocks in. Well, we'll get a smaller rim eventually, but we'll start with this and we'll get rocks for the rim, and then we'll be ready to use it. We're gonna fire up this torch for the first time. We'll see how things work. About 45 minutes. That's a little big. It should be a smaller thing. And I don't like the way that thing is so close, so I'm going to do some changes. Okay, we're showing +3 outside right now, Celsius. So we'll go in. I was only about 20 minutes of heating the rocks. We'll see how that works, because I don't like the system. I got to change it. Okay, I've just sat down in here and just pushed the rocks in. I haven't done anything yet, and it's already showing 23, 24 degrees Celsius. Okay, we've been in here for just over a minute. We spritzered a couple times. It's at about 34 degrees Celsius, 90 degrees Fahrenheit. And just so you see what kind of spritzing I'm doing, it's just a spray bottle, and I'm just lightly giving it some spray. And yeah, it's coming up. We'll see what it gets to. Like I said, I didn't heat it up very long. I didn't like the way the system was working. I'll change that. Smaller ring for sure. And I'm going to build a little cover to go around it, a metal cover. I have a barrel I'll just cut. Just because I didn't like, I had to stay out here because I didn't like the way the flame was shooting around. So we're gonna put a stop to that problem too. Okay, we're 4 minutes in. It looks like we're at 41 degrees Celsius, about 104 degrees Fahrenheit now. About 8 minutes in now. It hasn't got any warmer. I got a draft coming in. I got to do some changes with the door to seal that up a little better. And I need to heat the rocks longer. That's definitely not long enough, but I just wanted to test it out. I acquired a smaller rim, and this is a cover that I decided to cut out for going over top of the rim. They didn't like the way the fire was spreading around, so create a little safety for it. So we'll see how that works out. I'm pretty happy with this simple concept at this point anyway, to keep the flame inside and away from everything else. I'll probably make some more adjustments yet, but anyway, excuse me, that's where we're at for now. We'll test it out maybe later tonight. I've got a few other things I need to do here. We are trying out my new invention, smaller rim and the cover for it. Far safer, I don't have to stand out here the whole time. I really wasn't happy with the other one. This looks like it's going to work good, so now we'll let those rocks heat up and see how it works. We'll check on it periodically, but feel much more confident that it'll be better now. Here we go, rocks are hot. Now if we can just get it in here. Good. Oh well. Figure this out. Well, we're already up to 40. I haven't even been in here maybe a minute. The rocks are way hotter. This worked substantially better, and we're getting some steam in here. This is working much better. That cover was definitely a success, and a smaller rim made a lot of sense. It's a little tight in here with these chairs. They're a little big, but that's okay. So we're up to 44 already, and that's a minute and a half. We are about 5 minutes in to this, and we're almost at 50 degrees. Not quite. 48. So about 117 Fahrenheit. So we're getting some heat out of her now. Always room for improvement, but I'm happy with that. This will be the last little video on this. Still hovering around 47, 48, 117, 118 Fahrenheit, and we're about 20 minutes in now, so working pretty decent. Don't have quite as much steam as I would like, but I've got some thoughts on that. Anyway, turned out good.
Well, thanks for watching. I hope you got something from this video, maybe a plan of your own. Look forward to seeing other people's designs and thoughts. Anyway, thanks for checking in. Bye now.